pie that night. It was crazy. Like, yes.
I did make my 13-year-old help, and he's amazingly really good at baking. I stood there and I'm like, okay, do this, do this, do this, do this. And he did it, and it was amazing. And he's like, I like cooking, I don't like baking. And I'm like, well, I don't know, kid, you got a gift. Like, you helped. He made my grandma's pecan pie twice. Wow. And so I'm like, your great grandma would be so proud of you right now. So anyway, sorry, I'm Tracy. I own Tracy's Tasty Treats. I am a cottage baker, which means that I am licensed to bake out of my house. I'm licensed through the state of Nevada, the city of Henderson. I have my food handler's license. I have all that fun stuff that I need to have. I have a commercial oven in my kitchen. It was quite the fiasco trying to get it in there. I bought it used, because even used, they're normally around $7,000. They're really expensive, and so this lady was selling one for $3,200, and I'm like, oh, I have to have that. And so I was figuring out how many men it was going to take to lift it, because it weighs over 500 pounds. I didn't calculate and measure my front door to see if it was going to fit. Yeah, so we had to take off the front door and the frame and take apart part of the oven to get it in there. But it's in there. It is like staying in that house forever. So that's been fun. It was never my lifelong dream to be a baker. I never thought I would be here. I've had many different jobs. I've mainly worked in offices like physical therapy. I worked in an orthodontist office. I was a 911 call taker for the Las Vegas Metro Police Department. I do not know how people do that for 30 years of their life and not hate everyone. God bless them. I did it for 3.5 years, and that was about all I could take. Your stress levels and it was, God bless them, I can't do it. I recently got remarried. I have 3 kids of my own. My husband has 4. So yes, there are weeks we have all 7 kids. And so that's been interesting. We've been married for just over 2 years. So we're still learning how to be a blended family. If anyone has blended a family, you know it's not easy. There are a lot of personalities and stuff that you're trying to mesh together. So when the pandemic hit, I was working in the hospital. I was a registrar at Henderson Hospital, and it was really busy and chaotic, and all of our kids were now at home doing distance education, and it was a mess because I was at work, my husband was at work. They're all old enough to be home by themselves, but you know, we'd have teachers being like, well, this one's on a break, so now this one feels like they need to go on a break, so they're not in class when they're supposed to be, and we can see all this weird stuff going on in the camera, or, well, the camera's not on. I mean, it was just a mess. And so I'm like, okay, I need to do something where I can be home and try and, you know, manage this mess. And so it was around the holidays and stuff. I started just baking for Thanksgiving and for friends and family, and so people were like, well, you should do this. Like, this is really good. You should sell these, like, for more and start a business. And so I came up with Tracy's Tasty Treats. Now that I have to, like, always type it in and stuff, I'm kind of like, dang, I wish I would have come up with something shorter. But, you know, it works. iPhones let you have a shortcut, so I created shortcuts for my email and for my website and stuff, so that's kind of nice. I don't have to type the whole thing in. I kind of created the business but didn't officially have a business license yet. And so all you Boulder City people probably know Chris Ritoli. She got me involved in the pop-up at Christ Lutheran Church, and so people kind of started to get to know me more, and I'm like, okay, this is starting to get a little bit too big for me to not have a license. I'm afraid I'm going to get in trouble. So I went through that process and I had no idea what I was doing. I was hoping that I filled it out right, and so I got my license. And how many people have argued with their spouses about the money that you're spending on your new business? Anyone? Right? Because you normally spend more than what you're making. You know, you try and put what you make into the business, but you're not really helping support the family. So, you know, that argument, right? And so I kind of hit a point where I'm like, I cannot keep fighting about my business. You know, maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how to make it bigger from here. So I put on Facebook that I was shutting down my business because I couldn't fight about it anymore. Normally, my spouse is my biggest cheerleader, but sometimes, you know, we just battle over my business. And so he was like, you know, if you decide to shut down, I support you. If you want to keep going, I'll support you, but it's your choice. And so I'm like, you know, I want to have a happy, healthy marriage. I don't want to keep fighting over finances or my business. So maybe this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I put on Facebook that I was shutting down my business, and he saw the outpouring of support for my business. People saying, no, don't do that. You are making the biggest mistake of your life. You're a brand new business. You're not gonna be making money right from the start. You have to keep trying. And, you know, go and sell your stuff here and sell your stuff here. And there was so much support that the next day he was just like, okay, you know what, I was wrong, and I will no longer fight about your business. I will only fight for it.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah. And so, right?
What came from within this room?
Yes, absolutely. And so from here, I honestly don't know where I'm going. I feel like I have kind of outgrown my house. Like when I have to do big events like Art in the Park and stuff like that, no one is allowed in the kitchen. We all have to still live there somehow, but I'm like, y'all need to eat outside, or I'm gonna order food and you're not coming in here. Like, don't breathe in here, don't touch my stuff, don't move anything. And that gets kind of hard, especially if I'm baking for a whole week to prep for a huge event. I have been in contact with some bakery owners that are willing to let me use their kitchens and stuff like that. If they have a day off, then they've offered that, and so those are some options for me. I talked to my bank to find out if I could get any kind of like a business loan, so that way I could maybe, you know, start looking at storefront properties or anything. And because my business is so new, I've been told no. There's basically nothing that can be done for me. So I honestly don't know where Tracy's Tasty Treats is going from here. It is staying open. 2 minutes, okay. I mean, like with my knee, I have pushed through. I've been trying to fulfill everyone's orders. Hopefully I did not miss anyone over the holidays. And I am gonna continue to take orders. I will be taking more as, you know, I'm progressing and stuff. It is doing really well. Coming in February, we'll be doing the DIY cookie boxes again. There'll be little heart shapes and stuff like that. So if you want to give it as a gift to your spouse or your kids or whatever, then same thing. It comes with a dozen cookies. It'll have like pink and red and white icing and sprinkles and all that stuff. So we'll have that coming up, and by then I'll be good to go. So I'll take as many orders as you guys want to throw at me. And I just want to thank you all so much for your support. If anyone has any guidance for me as to where I can go from this point, because right now I kind of feel like I'm stuck a little bit. But yeah, if anyone has any guidance for me, I would love to sit down and talk with you, because I'm still new. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm faking it till till I make it, kind of a thing. So yeah, but so thank you so much for all of your guys' support. You guys are amazing, and that's all I have.
So when we first met and started talking, you had an idea about finding a place where you could have a commercial kitchen, you could bake at night and then rent it out in the day to people who do meal prep and catering. And I just thought that was brilliant. I know 3 people who would love to rent that out. Have you looked into that anymore?
I have not.
Okay, because I gotta tell you, I think that you could pay your rent with the 3 people. There are meal prep people, Elaine, Isabel Goreforth. I know of 3
Yes.
that are looking for places that they can go and cook for meal prep. They would be day cookers that would rent out. I mean, it seems to me like, you know, Walter, you might know some people that can help her with getting some funding or something.
How much money do you think you need? Any idea? 100,000, $1 million? Get some, you know.
I'll get some
Stuff
numbers
together.
for you and stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So
Yeah. One thing I will tell you about Tracy, that this girl, if somebody asks her to do an event, she's there. Everything that people have put in front of her, she has busted her butt to do it. Look at all this shaking her head. We've seen her do it. You are the hardest worker, and with your perseverance and your tenacity and all of our advice somewhere in here, we're gonna be able to say like we knew her when, like Sarah Lee, right? Sean's got
any question?
Have you looked at SCORE yet?
I don't know what that is. No.
That's a specific group in our area that is made to help small businesses. You
Okay.
are a woman-owned business.
Okay.
So do not forget to use that in the SBA. Do not forget to use that to apply for grants.
Okay.
There are things that are available for small business owners, and especially as a woman-owned. I can try to find, because it used to be Tom Carvalho. Do we know who our rep is anymore in town?
I would reach out to Tom.
Yeah.
He's not too actively involved, but Tom and I sat down on a conference call with another individual, and Tom is an excellent resource.
Yeah. Let me try to get a name and a number for you, okay?
Okay, perfect.
John
Thank you.
had something too.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say SCORE is an excellent resource. They used to meet, at the, Wells Fargo building in downtown Henderson on Water Street. I don't know if that's where they're still at, but, I would absolutely reach out to them, local nonprofit, that they're all volunteers, executives that have retired and now just wanna coach others that wanna be successful, so.
Okay.
They'll line you up. When I met with them, they put me with an underwriter from Travelers that was retired, to talk about insurance and to take a deeper dive into my business plan, so. Yeah, absolutely reach out to SCORE, they'd be excellent, and any one of us here would be happy to sit down and have a cup of coffee with you and talk about our own experiences, and we understand, because we've written those checks for those mistakes as well.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Did anyone else have questions? No? Okay.
So Tracy, what can we do right now to help you?
You guys are doing it right now, so
Okay.
yeah, just you're sending me resources or ideas or just kind of where I can kind of go from here. So
3 minutes when this is done.
okay. All right. So
Very good.